Scott.
And this is...
I used to work at a bar on Franklin.
I like how we just adopt a new way of saying it every time.
Mm-hmm.
So what's tea?
My dad's going to be homeless on Friday.
Okay. Black Friday, no less.
Black Friday. My white dad is going to be on the streets. On the streets.
That's so unfortunate.
For him, yeah. He just told me... I was waiting tables, and he texted me and said, have you seen the Andrew Tate Piers Morgan interview? And I was like, well, no. I said, I saw a clip where... Have you seen the Andrew Tate Piers Morgan interview?
Which one? The one from like...
It just dropped.
Oh,
like
no,
when
no,
I looked up, it had been an hour fresh. Yeah. Piers Morgan is like, do you think what Hamas did?
Hamas.
Do you think what Hamas did was justified?
Was per or not?
He was like, do you think Hamas slayed the Boots House down or... And Andrew Tate was basically like top 2 and it ain't 2. He literally was like, people died.
Yeah. So what do you think of what Hamas did? People died.
What do you mean? Weddings, graduations, funerals. Hamas melted their pussy down into an artillery gun.
Oh my God. All
Sorry.
Right, stop. That's not surprising at all to hear that.
No, he is what?
Is like a free Palestine kind of guy.
Right, yeah. Even a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or unless it's a military clock, then it's only right once a day.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew Tate is a military clock for sure.
Yeah.
And then, right after that, I was like, no, I'll watch it when I get home. And he was like, okay, cool. I have to be out of my apartment on Friday and I have nowhere to go. And I was like, oh.
Mind you, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. It was like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then I look up from my phone and I'm like, hey guys, table for 2. And they're like, yeah, how are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm so good. How are you?
And they were like,
they're like, good. My father's going to be homeless on Friday. And I was like, wait, no way. No fucking
You're
way.
not going to believe this. Well, our thoughts and prayers are with your father then.
Mm-hmm. Mind you, I'm leaving town tomorrow, so it's really like not my problem.
Yeah. You're going to...
I'm going to Northern California for a certain holiday. That's happening on Thursday.
It's giving thanks.
It's giving thanks. And yeah, I'm going to Saltburn, which is a Danish tourist town.
I've heard of Solvang.
Yeah. Do the Danish celebrate Thanksgiving? Do they give thanks?
Well, I'm sure they do in some capacity, but not. They're not like thanking the natives for allowing us to
murder
all
and
of
rape them. Yeah.
Which is kind of what our thing's about.
Yeah.
But
no, my mom texted me a few weeks ago and she's like, we can either go to this Danish tourist town in Northern California or Mexico. And I was like,
and staying here wasn't one of the options.
yeah, I was like, these are the 2 options for Thanksgiving. I was like, great. I don't really want to go to Mexico, so.
One of our regulars was in Mexico for Thanksgiving last year, and he said it was...
Is he Mexican?
No.
Is he white?
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck was he doing there?
Visiting a beautiful country.
Sure.
He was scuba diving, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be in Solvang this week. Really looking forward to it, though. Looking forward to some peace and quiet, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Solvang sounds pretty terrible in terms of like being, like having stuff to do. But I do think that with your rapidly declining state of mind, psyche in general, I think it's going to be good for you to...
No, it's crazy how like being in Hollywood will make you want to leave so bad just for some peace and quiet.
It's crazy how living in Hollywood will have you be wanting to spend time in fucking Solvang.
Literally, it's crazy because I woke up this morning to the sound of... I don't even know. Like, gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what is possibly going on in my upstairs neighbor's apartment.
Okay, yeah.
But like the noises are becoming more and more Looney Tune-esque, and I can't even begin to like pinpoint what it might even be. Like there was just something that was. It sounded like maybe a washer and dryer, but I know the fuck they don't have in-unit washer dryers because we don't.
Maybe they like bought their own and moved.
That's what I literally thought because it sounded like for like 20 minutes, and it was rattling my room. And then at one point, I got up and I looked out the window, and then like
just searching.
And then I put my hand on the ceiling at one point.
How?
I got up on my bed and I put my hand on the ceiling, and then and then I threw kind of a fit.
Okay. Yeah, that's
like I was in bed, like
just throwing your pillows around.
Yes. I was like, what am I fucking solving? Yeah, so I can't wait to just.
Did you hear like crashing bowling pins and like?
Yeah. So. Yeah, I hear that on a daily basis, and
that is simply not insulting. I can tell you that.
Yeah. No, it's my upstairs neighbors have definitely installed their own washer and dryer and bowling alley.
Yeah, and a roller rink. My upstairs neighbors definitely have a roller.
They have a roller rink, yeah. And then their kids also, they just don't take their kids to school. Apparently.
Well, maybe they're not old enough to go to school yet.
No, I've seen that.
You've seen that?
In the elevator. See, when I get in the Looney Tunes mode, it just starts.
Yeah, you just start talking like...
Well, I've seen them in the elevator.
Once you go Looney Tunes, it's hard to get back to real life.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to hear... like, in their apartment. Yeah, no. So, yeah, excited for Thanksgiving for that reason only.
Yeah, just to leave LA. Do you think your neighbors are engaging in domestic violence by any chance?
Matt Rife.
Is she the hostess at that restaurant Matt Rife went to that one time? That I feel like he lied about. I feel like
he made that up.
Yeah. And that's kind of, you know, we know that about comedy.
Okay, so Matt Rife, I guess for the listeners who don't know, is a busted ass comedian.
He's actually, I mean, like, most people would consider him not to be busted.
Okay.
I think that's kind of his thing, is that he's like...
He was not busted for like a month. And then once he started hitting my TL like a plane at the Twin Towers, it was like not long after that it looks like he just immediately went and got filler with like his first paycheck. Like he went to the doctor.
Well, there's, I've been seeing on my TL that there's kind of a conspiracy that he was like in comedy for a while. I mean, how long could he possibly have been doing this? He's like 24 or whatever.
Right.
But that he got like multiple surgeries and then was snatched and then his career took off and then either he went too far or...
Yeah, it looks like he went under the knife. It's not even just like a few needles here and there. Like,
no, I think one of the people that I saw said that he's had buccal fat removal.
Well, yes. Yeah, that's like... That was his first procedure. Yeah.
It's evident.
That was the first one.
But yeah, so he just like he was at his peak, and so I feel a little vindicated because I've for some reason never thought he was funny.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Like everything I've ever seen of him is crowd work. Like I've never seen him do a joke that he wrote. It's always just like him engaging with the audience or whatever at whatever club he's at.
Well, yes.
And it's like pretty boring.
Yeah, well, he opens his Netflix special with a joke about domestic violence, and he says he goes to a restaurant and the hostess has a black eye, and he's like, she should be in the kitchen so we don't have to look at her face. And then he's like, well, I guess if she could cook and be in the kitchen, then she wouldn't have a black eye in the first place. And everyone's like howling with laughter.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I just want to see if you guys were fun.
Well, and so the thing is, because he's so like handsome to a lot of people, I mean, look.
He's just a white guy with muscles. Like, I can't.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
You go on.
But I mean, that's his like thing, and he's leaned into it. And by default, I would say like 90% of his demographic are women. So it's just a really crazy joke to make. Also because it wasn't a joke. That's the thing, is like jokes, you're supposed to be funny.
Right. Mind you, I didn't laugh.
Yeah. he could have done a domestic violence joke that was funny and probably had it work, but that one just wasn't funny.
Yeah, and also he seemed very like gay about saying it. Like he was super hesitant to like get it out.
Yeah.
He was like kind of like afraid to say it with his chest. He was kind of like, and then we were like at the restaurant and I was like, why aren't you in the kitchen?
My boy said that.
Yeah, my boy said, why ain't she in the kitchen? It's like, your fag boy? Like your gay boyfriend?
He's in a public relationship with a woman.
Okay.
But
he literally posted himself on a hike with like 3 other men who I just know he like Eiffel Towered after. And
or you mean got Eiffel Towered by? Or
both of them.
Oh my
both of them. And then he posted it with a caption. He was on a hike and he posted the caption, "Brokeback Mountain, but make it fashion." And he was just shirtless with a bandana around his forehead. And I was like, what the fuck do you even mean by that? Like, what does that actually even mean?
Yeah, because there's no... It's meaningless.
I can't even...
He put the same amount of effort into that caption as he did the domestic violence joke.
It's just crazy that domestic violence joke is what opens on a Netflix special.
Right, that's like, for most comedians, like their biggest break. And
yeah. And that joke for most comedians is a no phones allowed type venue, like the Laugh Factory that I was recently at. And I won't get into what they said because I'm not allowed to record or share information.
Well, the phone, I think you can share anecdotally. The phones, like, he chose to have that. Imagine what he said before.
That's what I'm saying.
Before the cameras were rolling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, so his career is literally tanking.
But it's like, if he had a valid reason maybe for saying it, like the way Pete Davidson jokes about 9/11, but like his dad died in 9/11.
Right.
It's like, bitch, has anything ever even happened to you? Was your mom domestically violated? Were you gay? Has anything ever happened to warrant saying any of these things? Probably not.
No, yeah.
It hasn't. I'm not going to say probably. It hasn't happened to him.
Well, I mean, if it had, he probably would have said that by now.
Exactly. Yeah, because Pete loves to tell people that his dad died in 9/11.
He is pretty funny about it, though.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe it's just because 9/11 is funny.
Right. Yeah. I don't think you would say that about Pearl Harbor or the Holocaust.
You're right. I've seen the.
But I digress.
Yeah. So fuck Matt Rife, I guess, is really
Matt Rife.
the point of
But
that.
speaking of men who say crazy things. Well, I saw Priscilla and Saltburn.
Okay, right. So, every inch of Jacob Elordi's.
Well, and I know every inch of Jacob Elordi's. I didn't know that Saltburn was only being released in like select theaters the night that I saw it. And it actually comes out on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, so you like accidentally were...
I stumbled upon that cum guzzling scene that people were talking about, and I didn't know I struck gold.
Okay, well, I mean, because this episode will be out after Thanksgiving.
Right.
So the movie will be out. So I don't think it's like a spoiler, really.
No, I mean, it's all over the TL.
Yeah. So describe the scene in question.
Barry Keoghan is staying at Jacob Elordi's estate. Jacob Elordi's like a rich British guy or whatever. It's their break from some school, I forget. And yeah, they all go back to his place because Barry Keoghan has had like a family tragedy and he has nowhere to go. And so they're all chilling there, and Jacob Elordi's masturbating in the bathtub at one point when they're like, because they share a bathroom. And which is kind of crazy now I think about it. That estate was literally like the size of like this.
There's no reason for them to have had to.
Yeah, there wasn't any reason. Like you could probably, it was like a mile
long.
Yeah, probably, like the whole estate. And
I've been in a house like that. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I got lost in a house like that.
Yeah, it was a house you could easily get lost in. Anyway, Jacob is masturbating. He fucking busts a nut all up in the water, which that itself is crazy. Now that I am thinking about that, busting a nut into the water of your bath.
But that's, from what I've heard, it's a very common practice.
Into the water, and then you just continue sitting in it, and then you get out and stuff.
I don't know if you're someone who can criticize that kind of behavior.
I would not bust a nut into the water I'm chilling in.
Well, I don't know. What does he do in the movie? So when I take a bath, I at the end turn the shower on and like stand up and.
Okay, I don't take baths, but if I did,
I only take baths when I'm like on death's doorstep, ill. Like I'm so deathly ill that I have to take a bath.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I don't take baths, but if I do, I shower first to get clean, and so that way I'm not sitting in my own motherfucking dirt. Sorry.
The motherfucking table.
In my motherfucking dirt in the bathtub, let alone my motherfucking cum.
Well, you would achieve the same thing by showering afterwards too.
If I showered first, why the fuck would I need to? Oh, you're saying if I came all up in my water?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways.
He doesn't do that. He doesn't shower afterwards.
Jacob Elordi comes, right, because it's just a bathtub in the middle of the bathroom. There's no installed shower. Yeah, it's one of those just standalone bathtubs. I don't even know where the water is coming from, but he comes all up in it. And then he gets out, dries off. The water is like going down the drain. And Barry Keoghan has watched this happen. And then when Jacob goes into his room, like the last of the water is going down the drain pretty much. And Barry Keoghan gets in the tub and it starts like licking the bottom of the tub. But then he puts his mouth inside the drain and he's like doing that.
Sucking it
up,
cum out of the... Which I think, 99% of it had to already have been gone by that point, if you think about it.
Yeah. And I won't lie.
The idea of the cum, you know?
I won't lie. That is the third craziest thing to happen in the movie. There are two other things that he does that are way more disgusting than that.
Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah. That's so gross.
Maybe it's only more disgusting to me because that is like when he did it, I was like, oh, I mean, like, I get it. Like, it's Jacob Elordi. Like, if I were staying at a rich man's house and he looked like that and I've just watched him bust and he doesn't know that, like, I'm into him like that, of course I'd be slurping that cum up from the bathtub. Yeah,
naturally. And I mean, I guess you're getting grossed out because you know he didn't shower before the bath. Right?
I'm not grossed out. I'm grossed out for Jacob, for himself. I don't think it's gross what Barry Keoghan does. That's like normal. I was watching it and I was like, well, if I had a dollar for every time. But yeah, I don't want to say the other two things that happened that he does in the movie. You'll know them. Yeah. But yeah, I won't spoil it. But
I haven't seen it.
Really.
I'm going to see it.
It is nasty work.
But so what did Jacob say in that?
Then Jacob fucking was interviewed IRL and he said he was watching that scene and he thought, thank God it's mine. I was so proud that Barry was guzzling it like that. And something shifted that day.
In the universe, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's gobsmackingly bananas.
And I don't understand what he means, thank God it's mine.
It's not yours. You did not actually nut. There's no way.
I don't believe Jacob said that. Unless I haven't seen a video of him saying this.
Did you only have that one tweet?
Yeah, I only saw this one in a tweet and it was like a quote. But like, I don't know if he said that out loud. Because can you imagine Jacob Elordi saying, I was so proud to see him guzzling my cum? Why the fuck would he say that?
I mean, the only thing I can think is if it was like in like a humorous context in the interview or something.
Well, sure, I'm sure he might say as a joke, but like, still, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's on multiple websites.
But not a video of him saying it, just written.
Yeah, I only see.
He definitely had an earpiece in his ear, and they were like, "Say you were proud that you guzzled your cum," and he's like,
"I mean, it is marketing the movie well, for sure."
Yeah, well, they're both like pretending to be gay for the movie right now. Everything I see of them, they're like being gay. There was another video where Barry Keoghan, because he's so short, Barry is like my height, and then Jacob Elordi is 6'4", or he's 6'5". And then like they're both sitting in chairs and Jacob leans down and picks up Barry's water for him and then like pats him on the leg. And everyone lost their shit over that too.
Well, do you think that was they're like intentionally?
Everything's intentional when you're marketing a movie. And then they were also on a red carpet together and they pretended to like lean in and then like pulled away at the last second too. That video's been going viral.
This headline says Jacob Elordi is glad Barry Keoghan drank his what?
Yeah, so I was shocked because I thought people knew this, but I didn't realize I saw it opening night in a select theater.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So everyone started being like, what the fuck is this movie about? And I was like, oh. And also, wait, this isn't even a spoiler. There is one, I just want to call it now because it's going to happen. There's one specific line in the movie that was literally written to be used as a reaction video on Twitter. Because you know how people will clip out things from movies and use it as reaction videos?
Like a sometimes it's like a GIF or a...
Yeah, but people will take earnest, real, raw acting performances and turn them into like the funniest. Me when I, am guzzling cum, and it's like the saddest scene from a fucking movie ever, and it's literally hilarious. Someone says to someone, they go, "You ate him right up and licked the fucking plate." It's like, yeah, and it was a really like intense scene, and I was like, dude, this is literally going to be a reaction video on Twitter.
That most certainly cannot be why they put that scene in the movie.
No, because there was no goddamn reason for her to say that. Or him or them.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Barry Keoghan is straight or gay.
I do. He's straight.
How do you know that?
I can just tell.
Oh, okay.
To me, if they're not explicitly like coming out as gay, then they must not be proud to be gay.
I mean, there's so many reasons why people stay closeted. Like Tom Hardy,
father,
is someone who's just like, it's not in your fucking business. So
I think I drunk tweeted yesterday, and I said, or like 3 days ago, and I said, I'm so drunk at Tom Hardy.
And what did he say?
He doesn't have Twitter. Yeah, so Tom Hardy's an exception to the rule, I guess.
I think I'm getting the same energy from Barry.
It's just that when I think, well, first of all, Barry is like 60 years old. Like, if he was going to come out, he was going to do it by now.
Not.
Hey, Siri, how old is Barry Keoghan?
Do you know how hurtful it's going to be when you realize that he's my age?
31 years old.
Younger than me.
Okay. If he was going to come out, he would have done it by now.
What if he doesn't want to be publicly out, like Tom Hardy?
Well, why would
like 60 years old?
Why would you not want to be publicly out? There's no consequences to being gay in Hollywood. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it that way.
Whatever. I don't want to say real people are queer baiting because it's like not like a real person thing. It's like queer baiting is when like something is marketed as gay or it's like fictional and they try to tell you that the story plot is going to be gay, but then it's not.
I think real people can queer bait, like Harry Styles.
No, but like I've seen a lot on Twitter where like the word isn't queer baiting because like that's really only reserved for like fictional scenarios where authors or something marketed a story as gay and it's not.
So it's more
just
like
to draw in an audience. Because like Harry's not trying to like.
So queer baiting is specifically a marketing thing, but I mean
at gays. Harry's not trying to specifically draw in gay people to him. No, he's trying to draw in everyone. He's a music star.
Yeah, but I thought he like leans in, like it's like once you know that you're a hit with the gays, and you lean into that, or you're like acting ways that you wouldn't act if you didn't have such a large gay audience. That's what I was getting from Harry Styles.
Well, it's like Samantha said. First come the girls, then the gays, then the industry. Mm-hmm. So like he had One Direction. That's where all the girls came from.
Yeah,
Then he put on his silly little
skirts. What was
skirts.
Samantha talking about in that episode?
She was her boyfriend was an actor and she was trying to like market him to be a star.
Because in the music industry, it goes gays, women, industry.
Oh, so it's just
gays
the girls
first.
and gays are reversed.
Yeah.
Maybe she said the opposite.
She probably did, because that's almost in every industry. The gays are the first to adopt it. And like...
Yeah,
not this kind of the culture makers. Like when it comes to pop culture, music, fashion, whatever, it's like...
Well, that's black people. Black gays.
Yeah, don't even get me started on black gays. Anyways, so...
No, I was saying they're good for the culture.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, I don't know what the fuck they're going on about, but like, I don't like it. I don't like when they act all fruity. Mind you, there used to be a time where Rock Hudson had to act straight.
Right.
Because people liked straight men.
Yeah.
Where are the straight actors? Because the thing is, Jacob Elordi is so close to being like our Michael Jackson. He's so close to being our... I didn't mean that. He's so close to being our Marlon Brando.
Okay, what can you... What do you mean?
He's just a really good actor and he's hot.
Okay.
But it's like... I don't know another leading man like him right now in Hollywood because he's just so tall and so charming and a good actor and so... He's just got the whole package.
Right.
But then he goes and says shit like, I'm proud to have a guy guzzling my cum. Bitch, Marlon Brando would never say that. And he was fucking Rock Hudson.
Yeah, Marlon Brando was actually guzzling cum.
Literally. But you didn't see him getting up in interviews talking about it.
There's a picture of him sucking Sammy Davis Jr.'s dick.
Where? Just so I know to like block it, you know?
Yeah, where?
Tell me exactly what it looks like so I know like what to look up so that way I can like look away when I see it.
So I can identify it as quickly as possible so I can close my eyes.
Well, okay. And then I saw Priscilla after I saw Saltburn.
Right.
And Priscilla was really good. It's less Jacob's movie, more Caitlin Spine or whatever the fuck her
the
name
person who plays Priscilla, the titular character.
Well, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, he's good in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he is. I want to know the context of him saying that in the interview. I would love to know that. Like, what was the question that was asked?
All I saw after that was that Barry Keoghan said, he literally does not text me back, but he says this in an interview. He said he pretends to like me in an interview, which is crazy.
That is crazy. I'm a big Barry Keoghan fan.
Well, mind you, Jacob Elordi and I have crossed paths 3 separate times on opposite coasts of this country.
From the river to the sea, you would say?
I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
From the river to the sea.
Yeah.
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, because you've been stalking him.
And me. Jacob Elordi and me.
Yeah.
I'm not stalking him. Just because I went out of my way to be a background actor on the show that he starred in. And then went out of my way to go to Crafty at the same time as him. Mm-hmm. So we get our little snacks at the same time. And then be like, oh, sorry. Oh my God.
If you bumped into him, he would knock you to the ground.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, but he walked right past me. I don't know where the fuck either of us were going, but like, he just literally walked right next to me. And
wow, just imagine being him and living his own
he didn't see me
separate to you. And
yeah, no, he didn't. Oh, okay.
Like you've never even been the smallest blip on his radar. He simply doesn't know that you exist. Imagine having that life, you know? Anyways,
then I saw him 2 more times after that. He walked in front of our restaurant when I was working.
What?
One time. And then I ran into him in New York. We were both at Finelli's Cafe.
Wow, that is...
Maybe you don't know it, but it's an iconic spot in like the West Village. So.
No, I don't know it. But I believe you.
Yeah, he was just chilling outside. But I think that's crazy. And then, low-key, a 4th time, he walked into the FedEx shipping facility that my mother works at. And he said, I'm going to be away for a few months. So my mail's going to pile up.
Wait, so, and where were you?
Home.
Yeah, so you weren't there at all. Low-key, I met him a 4th time when I wasn't even in the same zip code as him.
You're right. It's kind of crazy that he's met me and my mother.
True. He's already met your mom, so you can get that.
We're kind of... He wants to marry me.
You've kind of been dating for quite a while now.
He wants to marry me. Yeah, so, you know. I'm going to have to kill this Barry guy.
Well, I don't think he's a threat since he can't even get a text back from your king.
Yeah, but my king hasn't said that he's proud that I guzzled his cum yet.
Well, that's because he doesn't know that you've guzzled his cum.
That's because my head game is weak as fuck. And I gag on dick and I don't swallow and I can barely fit anything in my mouth.
But it's more about the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like emotional connection. Yeah. I'm like Priscilla.
These comparisons.
I'm literally Priscilla.
Jacob Elordi is the Michael Jackson of our generation, and you're
and I'm the Priscilla Presley of our generation.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad we settled that. Mm-hmm. What am I?
You're just Patrick.
That sucks, man.
He's Priscilla. He's just Patrick. Just kidding.
Just a little joke for you there. All right. Well, what's going on
with X?
This is a touchy subject for a lot of people. I don't think I can call it X, just so you know.
No, I can't. What does a touchy subject mean?
You mean like what's the origin of that phrase?
Yeah, like why is it touchy?
Yeah, I don't know. Because like touchy uncle means something way different than touchy subject.
Touchy subject, yeah.
That's a good question.
We're doing some research.
Yeah, let me find out. We know what it means, but I don't know why.
Why it's called a touchy subject.
Yeah. Maybe because you don't want to touch it?
You don't want to touch on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we finna touch on it.
Yeah.
So on X, Apple, Disney, IBM,
smash.
The European Union, pass, are all.
Are we naming things that are beefing with Azealia Banks? We're like the country of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Apple Incorporated.
Yeah, low key. I mean, there's probably a lot of overlap on that Venn diagram.
Yeah, the Venn diagram of people beefing with Azealia Banks and people
beefing with Twitter.
Yeah, people being censored on Twitter is the circle.
But those companies, those mega corporations, and then the European Union. What the fuck is the European Union advertising? By the way,
the EU.
Yeah, exactly. But they're no longer advertising on X.com.
Why?
Because there's been an insane amount of,
don't say it,
anti-Semitic rhetoric taking place on Twitter. And then like someone recently posted something that wasn't explicitly anti-Semitic in verbiage, but was kind of like espousing those ideas a little bit. And Elon was like, facts, or he just put the 100 emoji. And these companies are just making these, like, this is a very black and white issue, I guess, for like corporations, that like if you say something anti-Semitic, you're
okay. So if I have this straight, the Jews don't run all the media in the world, but when you say that, every media in the world cancels you. Or when you say that Jews do run all the media in the world, they
don't run the media, but if you say that they do, all of the media will blacklist you somehow. It's just this weird kind of like they all just agree on it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah.
But and X is thusly responding by like censoring kind of pro-Palestinian verbiage, which to me isn't inherently anti-Semitic. It's just like. Right. It's kind of like saying, like, if you're pro-life, you're or if you're pro-choice, you're anti-life or something. It's not, just because you're one doesn't mean you're the opposite.
Yeah. Too. Well, okay, so this bitch who stars in Scream, the new Scream movie, she plays Jenna Ortega's sister. Mm-hmm. Apparently her name is Melissa Barbera. And she posted a lot of shit on her Instagram story, like too much. And just to me, no one said that but me. And then she posted, if you're wondering why, she was like, I'm actively having to search for pro-Palestine stuff because a lot of other stuff is getting censored. And then she said, I'll let you surmise like why only pro-Israel stuff is showing up on my algorithm and stuff like that. So she was insinuating that Jews run the media, which is anti-Semitic, which is why she got fired from being in the new Scream movie.
She's removed from. She's no longer going to be. Now, I know they're going to make a sequel, but like,
I mean, the whole movie revolves on her.
Does it?
Yeah, she's the new Sidney Prescott. Like, she's
okay.
It's going to be a whole different movie now. Like, they have to rewrite the entire script.
Well,
because Ghostface was after her.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say that
Ghostface is like, never mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that anytime you're having to rewrite the Scream 7 script, it's for the best.
Call it. Like, just call it. It's the same with Euphoria.
You gotta, like, with the Scream 7 with the Scream 7 script, you gotta write it and then immediately take that first one and throw it in the trash. Like, there's no way.
Well, it's the same thing with Euphoria. Like, at this point, just fucking cancel it, because Angus Cloud literally dead. Barbie Ferreira dropped. Sydney Sweeney looks like that. Jacob Elordi queerbaiting. Like, the show's cooked. Sam Levinson, like, creep allegations, especially after The Idol. Like, no one likes him. It's just like, you're cooked. You're done.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a different situation than this, because, like,
well, yeah, no, I'm just saying
those are things that happen to the show. This is like a choice that the studio's
making, but like in terms of things that just need to stop, there never needed to be 7 Scream movies in the first place.
I mean, I couldn't agree more.
I digress.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess the message is pretty clear from like corporate America that that if you say anything, like, I've never seen cancel culture come harder for things than like using, like, it's up there with using an actual slur, like saying something remotely anti-Semitic is just right up there with that.
Well, am I crazy for saying this is like on par with like the whole like Me Too movement cleansing of like men in power? Like,
yeah,
if they said if a woman remotely said that they were uncomfortable at any point for like a solid few years, like, that man was just literally like, just fucked. You're done.
Yeah. And then you look at like Kanye, and obviously, like, I mean, I think it's worse for this girl because this was like her career really.
No one knew the bitch before Scream.
Her career hadn't really, like, Kanye's still a fucking billionaire either way, but like, he said this crazy batshit insane stuff that he said, and then like Adidas literally is probably just gonna throw away the Yeezys that they have.
Mind you, Kanye's coming, and I have tea on that.
Oh.
I can't get into it. But
that's so ominous.
His ass is in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I know. He's working on an album there.
I know. Okay, so I don't have tea then.
Oh. No, I mean, yeah, who knows what the fuck he's about to go on about. But, and then Kyrie Irving, the NBA player, like, retweeted a documentary that had like some anti-Semitic undertones, and Nike dropped him, and he like had a signature shoe and everything. Like, it was so this is very, like, there's very clearly being a line drawn in the sand.
Yeah.
And it does remind me of Me Too, or like, I feel like the pendulum swung a little bit for cancel culture, where maybe it's like the more right-wing people or what have you, but like, there was like an anti-cancel culture thing that kind of took hold with your like Shane Gillis's, where he, you know, did get fired from SNL his first day there because of video of him like using slurs.
That's so chic, honestly.
Yeah. But then like, because of that, his career got a boost from all these other people who were like, fuck that, I fuck with this guy.
That's the thing. There's enough people in the world that you can't get canceled because there's going to be a different group.
But I think you can when it comes to this shit.
Well, no.
What the fuck is this bitch from Scream going to do? Like, she's fucked.
Oh, well, she's fucked in like
it's not like the right wings are going to be like, oh, let's, you know.
I mean, she's fucked when it comes to like Hollywood corporation type things, but like, there is a whole side of Twitter that is like, she said nothing wrong, free Palestine, blah blah blah, you know. So at least there's like a group of people that support.
They have
her.
your back, but like,
they'll put her in their little student
financially
films.
They can still.
Yeah, I mean, she'll be broke as fuck, but she can be a little student film as a treat.
a little.
And then she'll be like, donate to Gaza. All the ticket proceeds are going to Gaza. Yeah. And then they'll be at fucking Brain Dead Studios on Fairfax trying to sell it out. And it's got like 12 people there.
Sounds like a very personal.
Well, it's just that this happened to Timothée Chalamet's sister.
What? This exact scenario happened?
Well, not the whole anti-Semitism thing, but like she was in Sex Lives of College Girls, or still is, Mindy Kaling's show on HBO. It was like a hit for like 5 minutes. And then I just went to Brain Dead Studios on Fairfax like a couple months ago to see her new movie. And there was like hella empty seats, and it's already a really small theater. And she was like, please review us on Letterboxd. And I was like, that's crazy that she's like trying to get people to review her on Letterboxd. Like she must really be into Letterboxd. And then I go and there was like 27 reviews on Letterboxd for the movie. Mind you, Priscilla has like 40,000.
Well, yeah. Oh, to put it in context.
Right. So I was like, oh, okay. So, okay. Sorry, Pauline.
Wait, but she didn't get canceled though.
As far as I know.
She must have done something. I mean, it's giving that she said.
Well, it's not that she's canceled. I'm just saying this is the future that Melissa Barbera or whatever can look forward to.
Well, I'm glad she has that.
Sorry, Melissa.
I'm glad it's not as bad as she. I mean, I'm sure she's not. I mean, if anything, it fuels her fire of like, Yeah,
Melissa's going to double down now.
Yeah.
She's got nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
Mind you, probably 3 weeks ago, she was like, let's get back to work. Little did she know. But someone had to have told her. This is what I'm confused about. Someone had to have been like, don't fucking post this on your Instagram, right?
What was the thing?
Who let her go through with it?
What was the thing you were saying where they were like, every step of your career, your like agents and everyone around you tells you not to. What?
My oomph just texted me and said, new Kanye song tonight.
Wow, that's weird.
That is crazy. She said, please, he saw the world turn on the Jews, and he was like, hey. Wait, we were just talking about Kanye. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, I think it's a well-known. I mean, looking at Kanye, yeah, you do have to know. Look at Kanye. Look at Twitter right now. If you are at all career-oriented, you have to know that you can't be saying shit like that. Like,
that's what I don't understand.
You either know that or people around you are telling you that.
She had to have known that she could get fired for like doing this.
How could she not know that when Kanye got dropped by Yeezy?
Yeah, exactly. And countless other victims.
Yeah.
So
victims of saying Hitler was a good guy.
After the news broke that she got dropped from Scream, she posted like a philosophical quote or whatever on her story that said, I would rather be excluded for who I include than included for who I exclude.
It's kind of like that picture of Tupac where it says sometimes the person you take a bullet for is
the one behind the gun. Yeah. So she was prepared, I guess.
Or Googled that quote. No, I'm sure she was.
Mind you, we know one of the people in that movie from our restaurant.
True.
And that we've dragged on this fucking podcast.
Yeah. I mean, now he's... Well, we didn't drag him. We dragged his dad.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I'll just ask him, hey, what's going on?
I haven't seen him since we dragged him on the podcast.
It was the strike. We haven't seen him since the strike.
We haven't seen him since we dragged him on the podcast.
Yeah, that probably did him in. He probably heard it.
He's one of the 25 views on that episode.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Anyways, so this is not the episode where we're going to stand against the media.
Yeah, sorry. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
I mean, I don't.
I got a few auditions coming up. Like, let's get back to work.
But yeah, it is pretty crazy. And I think what happened to her is nothing new, but it is interesting that people are still. It's just funny that Kanye and Kyrie and like other people did this before like this whole Israel-Palestine resurgence, which has always been it's a long time conflict, but it's only recently gotten to the point where I feel like everyone on earth actually knows about it now.
Yeah.
Whether they know the actual facts or not is different, but
Well, they don't.
not everyone does. But the Twitter thing is crazy because we're watching basically a website that certainly for you has been around for almost your entire life. Like it's been such a huge part of human history.
I'm not even exaggerating when I say Twitter has like formed who I am as a person.
Yeah, your entire personality is based on tweets.
Like I literally don't go a day without saying at least like 10 tweets, probably like out loud.
Yeah. And not like ones that you're not like reading them from your phone. It's like things that are,
it's memory.
it's like instinct.
Yeah, that's just verbally. If I'm texting someone, half the time I'm literally getting off iMessage, going to Twitter and like searching very specific keywords to find a reaction photo that I know exists somewhere, and then downloading it and then sending it an iMessage as a reaction. Right.
You do that. Like and I just think that low key we might be watching the downfall of that website.
Yeah, I do wonder what it'd be like if Elon didn't take over though.
Yeah, I mean it kind of,
Hamas probably would have never attacked.
It really did play right into, like, he did this and then all this shit happened. He was like, yeah, fuck censorship. And then some of the most like hate-filled speech has suddenly exploded on the internet. And he was just like, damn, this is not, I don't think I exactly knew what.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Hey, I was just joking. Hey,
I was just kidding.
Just kidding, guys.
He posts that Squidward meme. I'm just kidding, guys. You guys know I was just kidding.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen because Twitter has really been, I mean, it's one of the most important, I think, singular websites. It's like google.com, amazon.com,
Bing,
Yahoo, Ask Jeeves,
Canvas, and then Twitter.
Yeah. Like it's on the list of
Pornhub.
I thought that's what X.
The actual X.com.
Okay.
Xvideos.com.
Right.
Gaymen.com, men.com, thegayhub.com.
Go on.
Twitter.
And Twitter, but for porn purposes, and then actual Twitter under that.
Tumblr, and then there's Mormon Boys, stepdad, or no, family dick is one. Family dick is one that I personally keep in business. myfriendsfeet.com.
Well, you know, the repercussions of the fucking Israel-Palestine conflicts and Elon's soapbox that he's thrust himself upon is that familydick.com is going to start getting advertisements from Apple and Disney.
These porn stars are going to say free Palestine and then boom. No one's sucking on their toes anymore. Mia Khalifa.
What?
Mia Khalifa. That's exactly what happened to her.
Oh, is that what happened to her?
Yeah, she got fired from Playboy because she posted pro-Palestine stuff. But,
well, for that reason.
But when I went to the comedy club and the host was Jewish, and then the first 2 or 3 comics that got up say, yeah, shout out to the host. I'm pro-Israel, by the way.
Oh, wait, the comics weren't Jewish. They were just...
The host was Jewish, okay. And then the next 3 comics were like, pro-Israel, by the way. And I was like, what does this even have to do with anything? And then one of them was like, I just want to say murdering babies is never okay. Can we just stop murdering babies? And like a really thick tension filled the air. And I was like, where's the joke?
He goes, the joke was, your punchline was you were supposed to go, boo! Right when he said that.
He goes, murdering babies is never okay. Can we just stop murdering babies?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
It's silence, and there's just a single tomato like flies through the air, and it's like,
wow, that was such a good
stop murdering kids. Stop killing babies.
Wow, thank you. You said the thing that everyone was afraid to say, that murdering children is bad.
No, but I have to do it. I've said, because he goes, stop murdering kids. Unless, and then everyone like was like, oh. And he was like, unless I knocked a bitch up, then it's like, kill that kid, kill that baby. And I was like,
oh man, he went Matt Rife.
And everyone busted out laughing. And I turned to Jose and I was like, oh, we like literally have to go. And then we did. We got up and left.
Oh, wow.
And I literally make jokes in light of like so many things that are straight up disrespectful. I'm not even going to say they're not.
No, please don't. Please don't.
No, I'm not going to say that the things I joke about, it's
please.
not disrespectful that I'm making a joke of it.
No, I thought you were saying you're not going to say them.
No.
And I don't want you to do that either. Do not say them.
But no, he said that and I was just like...
Well, it's weird because why isn't that funny? It's not funny to me, but...
Yeah, the domestic joke violence is jokes against women, and then the murdering babies joke.
Which is also about women, and when he said, if I knock a bitch up.
Right, yeah. Like, I'm sorry, like, is that just not...
Why isn't it funny, though? Why is that funny, but then...
Because I respect women, contrary to popular jokes.
But Pearl Harbor is so funny to us.
Well, it was mostly men that died there. Yeah.
Okay, so we figured it out. Mm-hmm.
It's really all just comes down to gender.
Mm-hmm.
It just never sits right with me when a man makes a joke at a woman's expense, and not even just like women can't drive, like stereotype. It's like violence, and you're talking about a kid being killed inside of a woman. Like, I can't. It just wasn't funny, so we left. Mind you, he was wearing a Versace robe with like 5 Cuban link chains on and like an iced out watch. And
I bet people are going to be able to figure out who it was based on that.
And he has an HBO special coming out tonight. Just watch The Curse. That's all I have to say. Watch The Curse on Amazon Prime, coming out tonight. New episodes every Friday, starring Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone. It's actually fucking funny. It's a satire on HGTV couples.
Yeah.
But then they get cursed by this little girl that they steal $100 from. Not steal, but just watch it, you'll see. But she just goes like, I curse you. And then bad things like start happening to them. And it's just really fucking funny.
Well, comedy is an art form for sure. And clearly Matt Rife doesn't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that's not art. That's why I think I'm really upset. There's no art happening here. It's just really cheap jokes.
But I do think that there's probably like a more clever version of a domestic violence joke that would at least get a nose breathe out of me or something.
Definitely. There definitely is. I don't know it at the moment.
Me neither.
But it's lingering in the air in this studio.
Much like your vape smoke.
Mm-hmm. Whenever it's like those like Indian, like fire things, like when you can see
smoke
visions
signals
happening in the smoke, like in Pocahontas or something.
Okay. Yeah.
When I
Native American.
When I vape, I can see appropriate domestic violent jokes in the smoke of my vape.
Wow, that's almost like God is speaking through you, if that's the type of shit you're seeing. You know?
And see, that was the joke. Take notes, Matt fucking Rife. Like,
yeah, we made a joke about domestic violence jokes.
Exactly.
That was funnier than your joke.
Exactly. That's the loophole of domestic violence jokes is that you got to joke about the joke of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And then call Matt Rife like busted handsome Squidward.
So true.
He's literally like if you took handsome Squidward and melted him in the microwave a little bit.
Yeah, you put it on like 50% power for like 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Put it in the oven, let it bake at 325 for like 30 minutes. Pull it out, you got a nice golden Matt Rife.
But if you overcook it, you're going to get punched by your fucking boyfriend.
There's the TikTok right there.
The dead silence.
Okay.
I'm going to edit in the way his stand-up special was clearly edited, where everyone's just like shitting their pants laughing.
No, it's not even like they're laughing. Some of them were like, ah! Like just screaming. I don't. You just edited that.
Yeah.
Up. You just edited that up.
Yes, we are at time.
Great.
Mercifully, it's over. Well, I think we did a good job never really talking about anything of substance. we just expertly danced around some of the most serious issues in the world right now. And
hopefully we gave the listeners a chuckle.
Yeah, we didn't even have to really say anything of substance.
Yeah, hopefully we absolved ourselves of any sort of point of view or genuine perspective on real issues happening in the world.
Yeah, because the last thing we're going to do is like be genuine.
Yeah, we come to this place for magic. This place being our podcast.
Somehow heartbreak feels good in a place.
Somehow the Israel-Palestine conflict feels good in a place like this.
All right, and that's where we're gonna end.
All right, bye guys. Thank you so much for listening. You can catch us on. Oh wait, this is your part.
Apple Podcasts,
Apple Podcasts,
Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch y'all after we give thanks.
Stay woke.